All right, guys, today is the day. Today is the day. First startup of the LS Miata. That is the goal for today. First start with the new engine, the Drysump, all that stuff. I feel like I shouldn't tell you guys that because I feel like telling you it's just not gonna work out because I told you. But I feel like if I tell you, it'll keep me motivated to do it and I won't give up if things get hard or run into issues. Like I'll push through it because I said I was gonna do it. So we're just gonna stick with that and hope that that plan of action works. So we have everything we need. We have literally everything we need. We have our Fragola line. So if you guys remember the big issue last time, what kept us from doing this last time, I bought eBay line, like mid-grade line, and it was garbage. It kinked really bad. Like, look at that. It just crumples and then it's trash. It was super thin and it was just jank. So this stuff definitely seems a lot nicer. It seems solid. Hopefully it's good. We had Fragola fittings, which is why I was trying to get matching line if I was going to spend the money on nice line, but I couldn't find the last 120 I needed in Fragola, so I bought this from my buddy Chris Jackson. These are the Finish Line factory fittings, and the radius is much nicer. It doesn't crush in the middle for the bend, so it maintains the same basically flow size all the way through. So I ended up just buying all of this brand and sending the Fragola ones back because even the 150, same thing, it doesn't crush in the middle, and it's super crucial that we have as much flow as possible with these fittings. So yeah, we have the fittings, we have the line, we have the fitting for the tank and the breather tank, we have the fittings for our valve cover, because we're gonna vent the valve cover all the way back to the tank. We have a cap for the other valve cover that we're not venting, we have freaking oil, and if we get all this done, we also have some other stuff. We've got different rear brake calipers we need to swap out. We've got an oil temp sensor and a few other things. So if I'm lucky, all will go well and we'll get all of that done, bleed the brakes, and also drive it this video. Can't guarantee that, but I can half promise that we're gonna get it running today. So yeah, last time, if you guys remember, when we were working on this, we got the interior kind of ripped up to where we can run the lines through. Found a good route to run the lines through. Basically, you go through the firewall, we go down the rocker, up into the trunk where the tank is. So we're gonna go ahead and do this line first. It's definitely the hardest one to get to. We gotta kind of move these around to get it on. So I'll go ahead and that's our 150. So I'll go ahead and put that fitting on a line, run it up, and then figure out my next steps from there. Whether I'm gonna make the next line, run it back, or finish that line to make the next line. Regardless, we're doing this. We got Ben out here. He's got snacks, but he's ready to help.
I got snacks.
If you want Ben to help, just get him snacks.
That's true.
It's very true.
He took me to Walmart.
I did take him to Walmart. That's true. All right, let's get to work. All right, 2 out of 3 lines are made. The third one is much easier. The hardest part, 100%, was just hooking them up to the pump. It's just so tight. Look, as you can see, that one, this guy, is the one we just ran, and there's hardly anywhere to get the wrench, and you get stuck between, you can't put it on this way, but you flip it this way, and it hits this over here. It's just not the most fun thing I've ever done. But we made it further than we made it last time. We got no line kinking because we actually have proper line. We are gonna have to go through and secure it and put stuff to keep it from rubbing through. They run all the way through the car. They run through there, as you can see, up and then into the trunk. So what I need to do, I'm gonna run the last one, and then I'm gonna try to tuck them all the way along, and then once I've got them like securely fastened all the way to the back is when I'll cut them for my last fittings. I don't want to do that. I don't want to cut them until they're all tucked away because they may shorten by 6 inches a foot. So I got one more to make, one more to run, and we can move on. We're not done, but we can move on. So yeah, we're just gonna be making from this valve cover, this is gonna vent all the way back to the tank. Instead of having a catch can, basically the tank is kind of like the catch can, and then there's a breather, which is the actual catch can. I know it probably doesn't make sense, but bear with me, bear with me. One more line, we're moving on. Got the final line ran from the valve cover all the way back to the tank. Got the grommet in for all the lines, so we don't have to worry about them rubbing on stuff up there. We will have a little bit of a concern down here, like I said before, so I'll have to address that and just put some, like some rubber sleeving over them or whatever I gotta do to prevent them from chafing. But all in all, the hard part is over, assuming the whole priming and stuff isn't hard. And assuming we don't have to take the lines back off. I really hope we don't have to take the lines back off because that would really suck. They're hard. They're hard to get on. So yeah. Oh, a lot of people were asking recently what's going on or what is this? They don't really even know. This is Ben's car. We stripped it down and the project idea changed like 17 times. And I think we're settled on.
We got it figured out.
On LFX from a Camaro. So V6 Camaro engine. They make like 320 on E85. They're solid, new engine, cheapest swap, lightest. It just seems to make the most sense. So,
yeah, pretty much what I like is it should drive like a normal Miata, just with more power.
Yeah.
Instead of like a ton of grunt down low, it should still rev out and drive normal.
Yeah, exactly. And you should be able to use the stock diff. And so we're gonna get started on that. He got started on it today. He's been talking about how he needs to do some work. So his plan is like prep the chassis. Once the chassis is kind of prepped and everything's figured out, if he still wants to do LFX, because you got to do the same stuff for pretty much any engine swap. If he still wants to do it, and then he'll start buying the parts and we'll start working on it. But it should be interesting. I'm really curious to see how it is. I didn't even know about that swap when I did the LS, but it seems like a really solid swap because it's a much newer engine. The Z's rip with less power, the same power. So I mean, that engine makes the same power as like an HRZ, and they rip. So you think about 1,000+ pounds lighter car, it should be solid. So anyway, just wanted to tell you guys that. A lot of people are like, what's going on with the blue car? That is what's going on with the blue car. So yeah, our lines are back here. 15 feet was like just long enough. Like I said, I've still got to tuck them, so I need to do that. I almost got ahead of myself. We're on the home stretch, guys. I'm stoked. I've been dreading this part since before I did it, and then after the last time doing it, I've been dreading it more. So to have the running of the lines part over, it's a relief. It's a relief. It feels nice. So anyway, I'm gonna get back to work, and I will update you guys when we make some more progress. All right, well, good news. They fit behind the carpet. You can see where they come down there. I did try to push them further forward, but then that gives them like another angle. So I just let them kind of come down, come back, and then gradually slope up right here. But all in all, in the grand scheme of running 2 -12s and a -10 through your car, pretty unnoticeable. Sweet, time to put the fittings on. Ah, shit.
What?
We didn't mark them. We should be able to figure it out. Like you pull one and then I look. So we didn't mark them. We meant to mark them so that we would know which one was which, the feed or the return, but we didn't. Whoops. We'll figure it out.
City light.
All right, we finished up the 2 lines. Man, it looks so sick just seeing these 120s are like the perfect radius for what we're doing and where the lines are going. Oh man, it just looks so baller. I can't wait to finish it up. So I've got to make the line from the reservoir to the breather tank. And then I also, this is the line coming from the valve cover that's gonna go in here. But this is a -12 fitting. I need to get one that's this thread and then -10. So I can't make that one just yet, but it's not a big deal. We'll just need to get it and make it before we go like driving it and beating on it. But I'm gonna make this one line. I'm gonna fill it full of oil, try to prime it. Hope it all works. Wish us luck. All right, breather hose is done. All right, moment of truth, guys. You're gonna fill it with oil. Need a knife. Too late. All right, so I'm gonna fill it with 5 quarts. This is an 8-quart reservoir. We'll probably need about 10, I would think, to fill the lines. But I'm gonna do 5, and we're gonna start trying to prime it. I want to make sure like nothing leaks, so we don't lose a ton of oil if it does leak. Scary moment. I'm not gonna lie. The fact that we're doing this and then we're about to do the first start, hopefully, makes me very nervous. It's 5 quarts. Oh, we got a little more in there. Okay, 5 quarts. So what we're gonna do is turn the pump. We're just gonna turn the pump by hand, try to get it to suck through. I've got one of the fittings out in the oil filter relocation housing. So once it gets up to there, it'll start leaking out of there. We can plug that fitting in, and then we'll just keep running it for a little while by hand. So that's the plan. We'll pick this back up when we're starting it, hopefully. Okay, so we got it to prime. It was a little tricky at first. We were spinning the pump with the electric ratchet, just kind of like, I don't know, like probably 50 RPM, and we couldn't get it to prime. It wasn't sucking down the oil. So I was like, okay, maybe we lift the tank up, because the front lines go up like over the fender arch, which is pretty much level with this thing, like right towards the top. So Ben lifted it up and held it up here. I spun the pump. We got oil all the way back. So like it got to a point where it wasn't sucking in any more oil. The oil level was staying the same. Like it would suck down and then come back up. So we think we're fully primed. We're gonna spin the engine over without like the injectors plugged in and that stuff. And then see if we can see oil pressure. I don't know if like that'll be fast enough to see oil pressure. I feel like maybe we should. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully we see oil pressure. If we don't see oil pressure, we'll quickly start it and then shut it off immediately if we don't see pressure.
Oh, I thought we were starting it up throttle wide open.
Oh, we can do that too.
Okay.
Okay, dry fire commence. We got the 5. That's good. For it just starting. Yeah, that's it. So now we need to put the Yule in it. I think like the fitting into the regulator came loose.
The bottom one, right?
Yeah.
Hurry, dude.
See what happens. The regulator reading?
Yes.
Any leaks?
Not that I see.
Alright. Oh, coil packs. There's oil pressure on the right. 65, 60. I don't know how I feel about the resonator.
I think it's better, but
It just sounds more muscle car-y now. I don't know.
yeah, but it doesn't like hurt your ears standing here.
Yeah. All right, well, we got no coolant in our serpentine belt on other than the Drysump belt, but the freaking Drysump works! It works! It works fine. It primed. It freaking works, dude. Bless you. Hyped. Hyped. That was like my biggest concern of this whole thing. And then obviously first startup on an engine you put back together yourself, like that's a big moment. You know, you don't know. You don't know if you messed something up or like, I honestly kind of forgot about that. I forgot that I rebuilt this engine. I was thinking.
Shout out to McFarland Machining for the great honing work.
Right. Looks so focused.
Woo. Machining. We try to tell people, now we're just going word of mouth.
Yeah, no, that's all you need.
This is going to be booming.
Booming.
Very soon.
Great honing. I wish we had the vacuum gauge hooked up so we could see how much vacuum it's pulling, but I'm sure she's a ripper.
Probably like 40 pounds of vacuum.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, 40 inches of vacuum.
Whatever.
Inch pounds, I guess. Hyped. Dude, I'm so hyped. It runs. It started right up. I mean, we forgot the coil packs. But other than the coil packs, started right up. Like first, brum. Amazing. That Matt Happel Sloppy Mechanics Denma tune. What?
Nothing peeing oil.
Nothing peeing oil, nothing peeing fuel. We have 2 puddles. You guys are probably gonna notice these. One is from when I left the fitting out of the oil filter to make sure we were getting oil all the way to there. And then this one is this fitting wasn't tight. I don't know why it wasn't tight. I don't know why I didn't tighten it, but it wasn't tight. But yeah, I mean.
Oh yeah, dude, time to play some iRacing.
Dude, I'm elated, man. I'm elated. So yeah, we've got a few more things to tidy up within the next day or so. So like I need to get a serpentine belt. That's the one thing I forgot. I was gonna try to get a first drive in this video for you guys, but I need a serpentine belt, which I'm gonna have to order. And a few other things. Obviously, we gotta fill the coolant up. I need to put the intake back on, bumper. I need to add my oil temp sensor because I need to know the oil temp before I beat on it. Like the oil needs to be up to temp before I romp on it, since it's, you know, only a -12 line feeding it. If it's too hot and too thick, you know, it might not feed fast enough. But I mean, it had 65 pounds of oil pressure. I mean, can't really ask for more. Fired right up. Like, man, like how freaking exciting is this? Like this video if you're as hyped as I am. Miata will be back on track very soon. There's like couple more things we got to do before she's back on track, like front sway bar.
Your boy's crashing into him at the 3-day.
Oh God. So there's a 3-day event coming up, Spring Break Bash, March 22nd or something. So that is my plan for this car's debut, assuming all goes well with street tests and things like that. So, I still got to hook my fans up. I've got a few things to do, and then we're going to drive this thing. So I'll see you guys then. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Goodbye.